Let's fight. A very good evening to each and every one of you, wherever you're joining us from tonight. Good folks, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight, let's fight. Good to have each and every one of you here. Linden is problems, folks. Plenty problems in Linden. The people actually solving anything in this country. Huh? They're actually solving anything. Hello, critics got paid. The Muhammad's 52 million. You all heard that? $52 million. Folks, what's happening in this country? We got to fight card set. It's only some of y'all missing. Good to have all of you on the line. Rock and go. Pull it back. Pull it back. Hold on. Pull it back a little bit. Folks, share that live for us. Smash that emoji. But we trust that you guys are good. We trust that you guys are well. Good to have each and every one of you guys with us this evening, folks. Share. Share the live and smash that emoji. We on. Folks, we on. Linden is problems. We can tell you why just now. Critics got to pay the Mohammeds for $5 million. It's a good thing I try to live peaceably with all men. It's a good darn thing. I can tell you that Dan Fordyce, Marlon Thomas, you got to watch what I tell people these days. Don't say anything unless you can back it up with facts, folks. Facts. Rosetta, back it up with facts. Back up yourself. In a Simona Broom voice. Marlon Thomas, is you there? Marlon Brenda Bradford, $52 million. I'm going to sell an excavator or two. Like he doesn't sell some, because when we passed by the pump station, Elderly Gilbert, Marcel D'Oliver, we didn't see too much happening there. We didn't see too much happening by the pump station. The one in Bellevue, man, same one in Bellevue. We didn't see too much happening there. So maybe you guys can tell us what's going down, what's happening to that. And because, as we said, folks, we right here, man, we right here. We didn't see too much going on in Bellevue. Folks, we hope that you guys are good. We hope that all are you well. If you all know our broadcast, you know we're going by now. It's the opener. Norton said the PP in the underworld. The PPP in the underworld. Folks, I did an interview with Mr. Norton. I didn't think it was Oscar material. But thanks to Jagger, apparently it was. Huge portion of his press conference, I hearing Norton Duncan. I said, shucks. Give Nigel a little play. Come off with me a little bit. Norton Duncan. What the hell? Norton said corrupt. The PPP corrupt, and then the underworld. That's part of what he said. Adam Harris, take it away for us, big Uncle Adam.
Opposition leader Aubrey Norton has said that the PPP is in a bind trying to explain away the various irregularities and the allegations that follow. He was commenting on the PPP response following the news that Minister Vikram Bharat was questioned by U.S. immigration authorities.
The explanations cannot stand scrutiny. Why is it that so many senior government officials are under scrutiny by the United States government? Clearly, one of the things we must note is that while we were in government, we had permitted the DEA to come here, something that the PPP refused.
He said that the PPP didn't want anybody, particularly outsiders, scrutinizing its actions.
The diplomatic community here is engaging and will know what is happening. And so I think clearly the government is seriously involved in corrupt activities. And what in essence you're seeing is a clampdown on them. And they're trying to browbeat the Guyanese people that these things are routine. When the next one occur, they will say it is routine. When the following one occur, they will say it is routine.
Norton said that the average Guyanese passing through the U.S. ports know that once they aren't involved in illegalities, they're allowed unfettered access into the country.
When it arrives at such a high level, it cannot be accident and the normal escorting. It has to be part of that wider investigation that is seeking to unravel the corruption gang in Guyana and help Guyana to return to some form of decent, good governance. That will do us the good favor of ensuring our resources go to the people where it should go.
He said that clearly the government is on the investigation. One can only watch to see where it goes.
The government likes to tell us, bring the evidence. I anticipated that would have been shouting to the US, bring the evidence. Yeah. But they seem not to be doing that.
He said that there were signs that the government was linked to the underworld. They were the drug busts and the executions, he said.
You know, I believe that when political power is linked to the underworld and gangsters, the system that emerged resembles gangsterism. And I think what you have is a large amount of gangsterism occurring in the society because a lot of the persons who are key actors in government and in the criminal world are meeting, engaging, and developing deals.
Yep. That's corruptionism. That is corruptionism for you good folks. They're involved in the underworld. That's what Mr. Norton says. And look, I'll give you double for your trouble tonight for the opener. I'll give a second little shot before we head to the main course. The folks said, Mr. Jats Karan, a former regional official, says, even in education, you are corruptionism. That's what he said.
Mr. Dennis Jaikaran, original executive member of the PNCR, has said that there is corruption in the Ministry of Education. He said that the chief education officer used a letter on a letterhead from the Police and Public Service Commission to announce vacancies in the ministry. The public service college isn't there and the public service is in crisis, he said.
That there was a circular or document, so to speak, that was sent by the chief education officer bearing the letterhead of the Police Public Service Commission. That is contrary to any form or level of communication in the public service. And the chief education officer is totally out of order, as is normal with him.
He said that linking the education ministry to the police public service highlights the poor state of the education ministry. He said that some people boldly applied for the vacancies.
And I say boldly because they wanted to be promoted or to move from a cadet officer or a DO1 to DO2. But they have advised me, and this is an allegation has been advised, that there is a certain district education officer, one, who boasted that she has a relative, very close relative, blood relative, so to speak, as a member of the Public Service Commission. And whatever the circumstances might be, she is of the opinion, and she has the confidence as expressed by her colleagues that she's going to be appointed.
So the corruption lies in the appointments of family members and favorites.
And that is a serious conflict of interest, very serious conflict of interest in the Ministry of Education. And I bring notice to the general public that we all should look into this matter, because it is not in the best interest of the functioning of the public service.
Mr. Jaikaran said that cronyism is causing the public service to collapse. The appointments are made in bad faith. Mr. Den-
The fella is absolutely right. Absolutely right, folks. That's the opener as we start this evening. Really want to get to some stuff with Linden, because they're too far from Stanleytown. Who watched our program last evening, you all know what we're talking about when we say they're not too far from Stanleytown. But to get to that, we got to get through this. Y'all name on the list? That's what I really want to know. Roxanne, your name on the list. Tommy, Debbie Owen Kirk, Martin Stobie, your name on the list. 9 million persons are to become Americans the right way. Then jumping over no high fence, doing a somersault, and land on the foot, butt taps, and gone again. No luck and chucky. 9 million folks. You name on the list. And listen, these folks are not only going to become Americans, this year they're going to be eligible to vote as well. Sebastian Orilal, you name on the list. Chandel Moses, Edward Brooms, Evan Gil Alicock, y'all name on the list. Morna say yes, she name on the list. Oh, Morna, put in a word for me now. Morna says her name is on the list. 9 million folks. Evelina Whitaker, Easton, Duke, what about you? Penelope Grant, your name on the list. Sharon McHugh say happy for them. I wish I was one. I embellished there a little, Sharon. Sandra, how you doing? Wilma Grant, your name on the list. Please and thank you. 9 million. I'm happy for them myself. Happy for them. You know, someday, folks, someday, somebody didn't get vexed. Put in for we. Some good day. You know, at least we visa revoked. At least our visa has not been revoked, folks. But that being said, somewhat we're covering around the region, folks. Look here now. This is St. Martin's. St. Martin's, a politician wife, was shot. Shot, folks. I'm telling you. This is St. Martin's. Folks want to believe there that the politician, he was the target. That's what the folks are saying. Somebody just pulled up next to the car and started shooting indiscriminately. That's what they're telling us. Yep, and this is wife of one of the leaders of a party there in St. Martin's. Oliver Arundel was reportedly shot and killed. I may be calling that wrong. My little French to that. Maybe Oliver Arundel, shot and killed. Political violence, folks, heating up. Now it's coming to the region. I don't know St. Martin's for this. I might be wrong. I might be wrong, good folks. But I don't know St. Martin's in this way. What did happen there? As I said, according to reports, somebody just pulled up next to their vehicle. I think it was in the city, if I'm not mistaken, and just opened fire. Just like that. Oliver Arundel, shot and killed. Again, commentators there are saying that this was politically motivated. Here it is. Allegedly by a member of the sitting government. Member of the sitting government. Wow. Just wow. We don't want this side of the Atlantic, please. Political violence and all that comes with it. We don't want it on this side. Moving along, folks. Move along, move along. Look at that from thoughts and prayers with that family. Thoughts and prayers with that family. Women in the Caribbean continue to shatter glass ceilings all over. Jamaica, good folks, just appointed its first president, female president of its Court of Appeal. Yep. Big shout out to the women there in Jamaica. Another glass ceiling shattered there. Please and thanks. Another glass ceiling shattered. Congrats. Not only to the Jamaican women, but to women everywhere who continue to break the glass ceiling. And we ring the bell one time for you all tonight. Oh, yeah, we ring it twice. Shucks, we can ring it many times we want. So we ring it twice for you all this evening. Big shout out to the women there in Jamaica celebrating first female president of the Court of Appeal in Jamaica, Marva McDonald. The Honorable Justice Marva McDonald Bishop was sworn in, the first female to hold the position. President of the Court of Appeal in Jamaica. Congrats to her. Congrats, Justice Bishop. Congrats to you. We all know 12592 what happens and what obtains. Need I say more? Need I say more? You all know what goes down. all know what goes down. Critics got to pay 52 million. Do we have a graphic with that, folks? That's what I want to lead with. Critics got to pay 5-2 to the Mohammeds. People got to do business somehow. Got to do business somehow. 52 million. Got to be paid to them. Yep. And while that's happening, folks, Chairman of the People's National Congress Reform, my brother from another mother, Sherman Holder, says PPLX studies and environmental impact assessment and those lofty things we figured out a long time ago. Happy to see Sherwin circling back to this. They don't like that. Like do things their own way. Own way, puppy. Take a look.
Feasibility studies are crucial to any project. There were feasibility studies prior to the construction of the new Demerara Harbor Bridge. However, after the PPP returned to office, the government changed the alignment of the bridge. There was no feasibility study for the new road alignment. Chairman of the People's National Congress Reform, Sherwin Holder, said over the weekend that the government is averse to feasibility studies.
Once you discard certain feasibility studies, and I come to that because it considers the finances, it considers several factors. And maybe, just maybe, if you go through that feasibility study, you might find that you could have built a bridge that would have cost half the amount of money.
Given the previous feasibility study, there was no need for the displacement of the residents of Peter Hall. The result is that millions of dollars have to be spent to compensate those affected residents. Holder said that some of the residents are being overcompensated.
They generally don't like feasibility studies. They recall Barjack, you say that, the only thing the PNC like is to do studies. Well, we have to do those studies in order to, right? We have to do those studies. You wouldn't end up in these kinds of problems if you have proper studies done.
He said that another that is anathema to the PPP is consultation.
That is not something that is in the PPP book. They believe in domination and control. This community dominate them and control. What benefit is there to be derived from consulting with people? They don't see that as a necessity.
Yeah, true story. True. They don't like that. Put anything in binders and so on. They don't want to read that. They got gut feeling. I got feeling. This thing right. I got a feeling. That's what John said about guys. He said, I got a feeling. Still gonna walk out. I got a feeling this fiber optic thing here. We onto something here. I got a feeling. You see this thing called a mile of falls here? I got a feeling. That's what he said. The man's got a lot of feelings. A man's carry a lot of feelings. Duncan. Norton. Whole press conference. One interview. I gotta say that more often. Well, Mr. Norton, as we on the PNCR, pace and power. PNCR has a new general secretary, the one and only Sherwin Benjamin. I know Sherwin. We both undergraduates doing law at the University of Guyana back in the days. Could have been like 50 years ago for all I know. But I'm happy to see Sherwin has now been elevated to this very high political rank. General Secretary of the PNCR. I know he's going to do well. Sherwin, I know you're going to do well. Ring the bell one time for my colleague, man. Your batchmate, your classmate. And we were also part of the student society around the same time as that. Look at you shining. Anybody, we batch got to shine. We don't deal with any of the all-stars. Ring my bell. Call you until we batch. Congrats, Sherwin. I like Sherwin. Congrats, Sherwin. Good to see. Good to see the elevation there. Yep. Well, fire report. We got update on the fire we had. I think that's where we are. GRA, that scared they had. They said they had a minor fire. The folks were evacuated very nicely in order yesterday. Big shout out to all the folks at GRA. This is the Land Revenue Authority, by the way. They said it was in the risk management department, this small fire. And now they're telling us it was electrical in nature. That's what they're telling us, electrical. So all the folks in Linden who give me a big shout out today, Fern and all the other folks. Yep, Coretta. You as well. Thank you so much. Good to see all of you today. Good to see all of you on the live tonight as well. That one time, faulty power cable, electrical in neighbor. But look, story here now, electrical in nature. Always telling us we are not police from thief in this town. We don't know it. Not this headline here, man. GDF runs caught with this game. Look, I understand people are under a lot of pressure in this town. I understand that work stresses and strains and all manner of things. Right? I'm not saying that's the case. I might get a little leverage for a little small recreational. Look, this this is not a split. 150 pounds. Like the whole army y'all servicing here. Huh? Like is the whole army involved here now? 100 and these getting defense force ranks, with the defense force vehicle as well. Huh? What's going down here? Like the police got a tip off. It's not usual that the police would stop a defense force vehicle like that. Like they're on to stop it. Right? You all know how stress this country is. Bantu King, Dolly, Desiree, Karen, Wenda, Patricia. I sure you always a little something, man. Here's a Mario I got to deal with. Take a whole giant. Here's a Mario I got to deal with. But 150 pounds, folks, No. No. What are you doing all that? That's how stressful this thing is. Father have his mercies. Cost of living is not the only thing that high in this country. He passed through GDF, so just smiling up. But please, folks, yeah. That being said, my God, you're no police from thief. You're no soldier from thief. Who's sharing the damn life tonight? Tell this damn money to somebody's chest. You're no police from thief. It's time to sign off. When you don't know that. Look story here, folks. Look story here now. Take it easy in this country. Jandro has given Soko the thumbs up. We give me thumbs down. To investigate Senior Assistant Commissioner of Police or Assistant Commissioner of Police, Senior Policeman. Assistant Commissioner of Police, Calvin Brujas. He has a lot of allegations against him. 16.5 deposited one day, the credit union come out the next. 1.5 of that is interest. A number of other allegations. He says Soku is competent. Jandro give him the thumbs up. We say, not so fast. Not so fast. Not so fast. Coming down, folks. There's a lot of things going on in this country now. There's a lot of things. Police force got to watch itself, This thing getting real out of hand. That being said, look at this other story here. Look who we spot. We didn't keep in suspense too long. Mr. Basu. Trevor Basu. And just in case you forgot who Mr. Basu is, Mr. Basu was the former CEO of Guy Oil. Remember that big scandal with Guy Oil? Irfan said he's gone. Put it behind like the umpire. One gone. Well, one not so gone. He's now going to be the executive director of Ghana Bureau of Stats or something like that. Standards. Ghana National Bureau of Standards, yeah. He's back. Irfan, you're not. He's not so gone after all. You see gone. Jagdo said no. And this is the result of it. Jagdo says he's not so gone. Not so gone again, folks. Not so gone again. Yeah. Trevor, you better humble yourself this trip. You better humble yourself, settle down. Don't be like me. Next thing you know, you're going through some airport, you whisk away your cell phone, you confiscate, swipe. Next thing you know, it's sanctioned. Behave yourself this trip, Trevor. Welcome back. Hope your 10 is long. Welcome back. Hope your 10 is long. Folks, I was in Linden today. Linden's my born tongue. Y'all don't come wrong with funny. Linden is my born tongue, but the things that people doing in Linden is wrong. I heard the regional chairman, Lyndon Adams, talking about what's happening here in infrastructure, saying the rain is seizing upon us. Oh, central government. Oh. Help us. You think them boys listening? You think they care? They're heartless. I spoke with regional chairman today because there's a particular road in Linden causing a lot of problems. Now, one agent running there quite recently. He ran in there and say, oh, y'all start to fix up this road here now. Why? Because the residents start crying out. They think slushy. They think holy. They think deep. Like Dulari. Dulari hole, remember the big hole in the northwest there? Creatures swallowed men alive in trucks. This is some of what the regional chairman, Region 10, told us today. We were in Linden today, went back to my barn tongue. You don't go 1 and 2 times. Welcome, Regional Chairman. We're on site here. This is Nike Dock Back Road. Lots of residents have been complaining about the condition of this road, a key artery here in Region 10, Linden. Talk to us about what's happening.
All right, so Sherrod, you know the heavy use of this road by logging trucks has taken a toll on the structure, the infrastructure here. We have been calling on the Minister of Public Works to allocate resources on a regular basis to maintain this road. A truck actually turned over on this road. Now, many of you would have recalled in 2022, the road along Casarina Drive was completed, but for light use, motor use. And so cars and maybe vans and pickups are allowed on that corridor at Casarina Drive, while the logging trucks and container trucks, etc., those commercial vehicles, we had put a policy in place for them to utilize the Nike Dock bypass or access road. Unfortunately, because of the poor and lack of maintenance of the road, as I said, a truck would have turned over. I would have written the minister since June 11th, after the police would have brought this to my attention, and the many complaints by loggers who have now started to use the route at Casarina Drive, which has caused that surface to become potholes, of course, to now develop there. We will continue, of course, to make representation. Of course, we are spending millions of dollars. It was the very Minister Edgel who said that we have money now, and we ask that going forward, that a preventative maintenance schedule be put in place, be activated, so that what we are seeing now, where the road is actually shut down, and which has now caused many of the large logging trucks to traverse on the Casarina Drive area, something that we were hoping that we were going to be able to prevent, that we can, of course, see a return of where the road is properly maintained quarterly, that proper drainage, that it could even be upgraded to asphalt from a fair weather road, so that those logging trucks, of course, maybe in the study that they will be doing, the feasibility study, that it can accommodate 15-ton, 15 axle or 15-ton trucks or more, so that we do not have to have them using the Casarina Drive area.
Chairman Adams, you talk about a preventative scheduler system. How come that wasn't the case here? How was this road allowed to deteriorate to where it's at?
Because the government continues to ignore sensible policies as put forward by the RDC. One of the first policy we would have outlined is that we are a hilly sand and clay region. Budget for drains first, and then, of course, once a competent contractor is awarded a project and not a friend or a family or a favorite, we would likely see road works being executed to a high standard, and the structural integrity of the road would, of course, suffice. I am sure that this project maybe is close to just over 70 million that you're seeing being executed here. Why can't we get it right in 2024, we're spending billions. I think infrastructure is one of the biggest, if not the biggest budget overall. Why is it that we continue to award projects like these? They are not following the advice as given by the policymakers, which is to construct roads that are of high quality, ensure that there's provision for drainage system. Nycadac area was one of the areas that was recently flooded. We are still to hear about the compensation for those persons affected. But I believe the minister needs to, of course, first of all, work along with the local leaders. We are prepared to meet, we are prepared to offer advice, and we hope that even as work is being done here, that there are competent engineers who are on the ground, who are not just turning a blind eye and receiving kickbacks, but they are ensuring that the work that is being executed there is being done above board.
Yeah. One of the things the minister criticized the region on, he said they like the approach of regional leaders to take photographs and videos, and so on. He said that's not representation. But I think he did say you all wrote to the minister a little while now.
So what the public needs to know is that when we go public with something, it is the last straw or last piece of measure that is at our disposal. I would have messaged the minister in his DM. I would have scanned the letter and sent it to him. I have the evidence to show of that letter. We can post it in the public domain, and he was written to. This government does not respond, they do not engage by the very action of their senior officials who they said, and it's recorded in the media. They prefer to meet with political appointees who are connected to them rather than to meet with the elected officials within the region. Councillors, the mayor, the regional chairman, they prefer to meet with their people who they believe will, of course, buy in to their narrative. And so we will not support that. We were elected to represent the people, whether it's the people of Nycadac, the people of Karkara, whether it's the people along the Kokwani-Aichuni Road. I can show you where we have written, where in the area of, in the instance of Kokwani, where the barge that brings the heavy-duty trucks was compromised and water was leaking in and all kinds of things. You would have seen images where container trucks were submerged, putting people's lives, endangering the lives of our citizens and loggers. We have written the minister on all of these issues. Right now there is a situation along the Winifred Gaskin Highway leading to Witha, where the road is undermining. And so our first line of when these things are flagged, our approach is to reach out to the minister. We then put it in writing. This government does not respond to the local officials. It's a high level of disrespect because they feel as though the system of governance maybe, in their view, should not be from a bottom-up approach, but like they have been doing since they took office, is a top-down approach where somebody sits in Georgetown and tells the region which bridges should form part of the budget. And when you look at which bridge maybe is approved, it's one which is a perceived base of them, or a small pocket where they get a few votes in the Dalawala area. But those areas like Christian, like Blueberry Hill, where the bridge there needs to be repaired, or the bridge along the scheme area has been removed from the budget. We have submitted over 50 drains. You would have seen where 3 drains we have received from 2021 to now. This entire region, only 3 drains were approved at a cost of $39 million. The entire region 10. You would have seen where, and I saw one resident took to Facebook in the phase, I think it's the phase 2 or phase 3 Amelia's Ward area, where they made representation for the roads. They have lights and water, everything that maybe was put in there. Their road has not been done, but the government proceeds to go and do a road where there are squatters located. So apparently those of us who are paying taxes, you know, your place, they're doing everything, you know, in the opposite. You're paying your taxes, we're making the representation, and those roads and bridges and drains in your area, they're turning a blind eye to it. But in areas that they perceive that the persons living there are their supporters, they are skipping those submissions that were made by your elected officials and proceeding to expedite work in certain areas. And that is unfortunate, of course.
Mr. Chairman, lastly on this issue here, do you get a sense that this is a signal of a perhaps closer working relationship between central government and the region?
Well, the fact that the minister was in the region yesterday and I got information that he was there, I reached out to the REO who was on the ground with him, and I said I welcome him to come to the office. And he refused to come to the office, but he was seen walking around with political appointees, people from the local government elections who could not even muster a seat on the municipality. He prefers to walk with them rather than to come and have an interaction with the elected officials. Unlike what his colleague minister, like Minister Priya Manichan, as you were alluding to the other night, Sherrod, maybe Priya is one of the only persons, put aside what? When Priya comes to the region, she reaches out, she would come to the office of the regional chairman, we would discuss policies on education, etc. And of course, she's concerned too about what is happening at the Bamia school, the delay in the project, because it was awarded to maybe a friend, family, and favorite of the government. We are prepared to meet with officials, whether it is the Prime Minister. We saw him come in just a few days ago and hurriedly call a meeting at Watuka House. And I said to him, in the interest of the people under the Disaster and Preparedness Relief, it is one thing to say that the regional chairman heads the Disaster and Preparedness Committee. But when you come into the region and you knew beforehand that you had a planned activity because he spoke at the kayaking. But to call me at 11:15 for a 12 o'clock meeting is ridiculous, is disrespectful. I am prepared to meet with the Prime Minister to discuss, first of all, compensation to those who are affected during the flood season, those persons in Old Karkara and Spikeland and Retrieve and Nikadak. We want to discuss with you compensation first, activating the measures so that we can get support to man the shelters in communities like Kokwani, where we as a region would have already activated the shelters and putting the paraphernalia there and the other equipment for those who may need it. We want to discuss matters relating to those affected at Rockstone and how equipment and the other things that are supposed to be on standby for those persons affected by such a disaster, where we can see it coming expeditiously through a proper structure, which is the Disaster and Preparedness Committee, and not being handed over to political people for them to distribute for a photo op.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you.
Well, stop the clock, because you're going to want to see what coming next. Shireen and Patricia, you're going to want what coming next. So that was Nikadak, part of the road, part of the piece of real estate in Nikadak. No, God, not to wait till it fall apart. Trucks dropping in holes and get covered over. Before the government act, that's wickedness. Well, hold on. How much time y'all got? We visited another place in Linden. This is West Watuka Hilltop. A road there. Finished. It's not even 2 months yet. The road a crumble like biscuit. Short. Folks, it's like 2 weeks or a week short of 2 months since this road was finished. This is what happens when you get into friends, family, and favorites. This is a road in the vicinity of West Watuka Hilltop. And here again, I'm talking to the regional chairman. Now we're going to be joined by the deputy mayor, regional chairman, Lyndon Adams, that is, Region 10. Then we're going to be joined by the deputy mayor of Linden, one and only Dominic Blair. Yeah. Take a look, take a listen. 2 months old, the road. And then there's a bridge, a fancy bridge. This bridge, retracting by itself. Innovative. Take a look. You go on, stay to the end. Mr. Chairman, we're here with you again. Tell us where we are here in Linden and what's happening with this road we're on.
All right, so Sherrod, once again, we're at West Watuka Hilltop. This is a road that we made representation for in 2021, 2022. I remember one of the residents, a guy named Walker, who was messaging me regularly asking for representation to be made on this road. We made the submission, and of course, it was finally completed in 2024, this year, under the Public Works Ministry, of which Minister Juan Ejil is the minister there. Of course, we are outraged at how portions of the asphalt of the road has already developed cracks, undermine the structural integrity of the road, and you will see the shots as we go along as quickly become compromised. This goes against what we have been calling for. The very first policy decision of the RDC under my tenure as regional chairman is that, one, we live in a hilly sand and clay region. You heard me say that before, that we prefer that funding be made available for drains first, like it's being done in Pradoville 1 and 2 and in the wealthy communities. And so when you come here in a hilly sand and clay region, emphasis should be placed on drains. I alluded to the fact earlier that despite our submission of over 50 drains in this region in this year's budget, only 3 were approved under the capital program. However, this project, the Ministry of Public Works has funding. It, I think, has the biggest budget in this year's allocation to execute roads across and drains across the country. And so they decided, of course, to do this one here that we made representation for, and we have the documents to show where we represented the issue. But they proceeded to execute this project without proper supervision, and clearly we have seen here, and we have now, we're on the ground here, and we're identifying different locations where clearly the contractor cut corners. He paku the people of West Watuka. Now, the people of West Watuka can't look forward for a road like this occurring anytime in the near future. Your turn is gone, because they are now going to seek to allocate resources to some other part of the country. And that is why we continue to call on residents to support the policy decision taken by your elected official. When a project is being executed, one more so that will affect you, like is the case in Icewater Road, where water is now gushing into the residents' yard because there is no way or means for it to be channeled to the outfalls, which leads to the Demerara River. You are the ones that will be affected. More so when funding, millions of dollars is expended on projects like this that will likely become likely deteriorate within days, like you will see in the images and shots that you will likely take. It is your money that is going to waste, and your children, and we will all have to pay back this bill. And so we call on the ministry and the Minister of Public Works to take a sensible approach on the matter, specifically when it comes to Region 10, where we call for drains to be built first, and then for competent contractors to be awarded these projects through a transparent bidding process, so that these projects do not just fall into the hands of friends, family, and favorites.
Yep. It's interesting. Is it us, or there's a portion of the road that's undone, even though it's very close to another major road there?
Well, clearly, as you can see, there's either one or two things. If the government perceives that people in this area, some of them, are aligned to their party, roads will run and stop at particular areas. This is nothing new. We've seen it done in other parts of the country. Secondly, it could be the reason that the government, through the Public Works Ministry, is trying to just, they wake up one morning and just decide without doing any feasibility study. You're seeing what is happening even in the case of the Bamia Primary School, where we have granted over 4 extensions to a contractor who clearly doesn't have the ability to execute within the prescribed time frame. And so one would have thought that when you come to a site like this, you would have measured properly, you would have made provision for drainage, and you would have allocated the resources. It is the Minister Ejil who is on record as saying that we have money. Money is not a problem. The only other thing that I can see happening here is maybe the next portion, they purposely left it out, because as you know, they're chopping these roads up and giving it to multiple people. and 50 million for this one, allegedly, another 30 million. Don't be surprised if this piece is another 60 million. So maybe they're currently looking for somebody who is aligned to them to award this one to, because the procurement system and procedures are being flouted. And so that is some of the reasons why I believe that it could not have been completed, because maybe they're looking for a next friend who they can award it to. Taking into consideration, and against the backdrop that I think I saw in yesterday's papers, where several of the contracts that were awarded in another part of the country, the friend's family, had to be pulled back because the people are not completing the project. We cannot sit back idly and sweep these things under the carpet when taxpayers' money are just going to waste. And so we believe that the time is right now for us to continue to expose, to educate, and to agitate the issue.
We're here with the Deputy Mayor of Linden, the one and only Dominic Blair. Dominic, tell us what's happening with this road. We just spoke with the chairman of Region 10, and we were just talking about the fact that this road, you know, seems to come to a certain point in this very short street for all intents and purposes, but it's unfinished. What's happening here?
Once again, Sherrod, thanks again for gracing us with your presence.
I'm happy to be here.
I'm so happy to have you again. Sherrod, if history have taught us anything, Sherrod, history have taught us on IC Road. Why is the importance for drainage? We were there fighting for drainage. Last Saturday, I got a call from residents concerning the substandard work done by the government. Again, the government has neglect the people of this town.
Yeah, and this is what we're talking about here, this unfinished road, and we'll see where the road starts. And even that is very substandard work, Dominic.
So I would start by saying to you, Sherrod, now the government came in to do a road. I don't know who did the assessment, the feasibility study, or whoever, if they have not consulted anyone, but yet still, a road is start 300 feet away from the car now. 300 feet away from the car now. Who starts a road away from the car now? If I'm
PPP.
If you're going to do something, Sherrod, you have to do it for the people. At the council, we promote good governance. In good governance, you would learn that something called consult. You have to consult. Now, why would you come and do a road? First thing, start the road 300 feet away from the car now.
Yeah, and I want to show the folks as we walk down where this road has already been deteriorating. I see a big hole on this road.
Of course. That's why I started by saying history have taught us something coming from the fight. You was there with us at IC Road, Kansas City.
Correct. All the concerns raised there.
All the concern we raised. Now today, same thing. So the residents, look, they welcome development. They are thankful for the road, but they're asking for the road to do it in a proper manner.
Yeah.
Proper manner. What is a proper manner? You cannot have a road done without drains. This road is just less than 2 months old, and already you're seeing defects on this road.
2 months old?
2 months old.
Wow.
You're already seeing defects. Now we're asking the residents, because when I speak for thousands. I speak for the community as a leader. The residents are asking for this road to have immediate attention. Immediately, the government, through the Ministry of Public Works, send in an engineer and let us install drains on this road. So this road could probably last a while, because we know how this government operates. They come today, they will never come back until no, Masibilar.
Again.
So I'm saying to them, we're calling on the government, and let me show you a next sign of neglect. The minister was here until yesterday and heard the calls and the cries for the people and did not come and see. What could cause you not to come and see your people in West Wituka Hilltop, not to come and see them for raise their concerns? The concern is they have a road, is deteriorating as the days go by. They want it to hold up. They said they welcome the road, but right now it needs drain, because right now, as you notice, Sherrod, we're seeing cracks.
Yeah, let me show the folks some of this.
Look, cracks.
Look at some of this here, what's happening. That's the road breaking right there. And it gets worse as you go down. Yeah.
It's showing cracks.
I'm coming to the other side.
The road is already showing defects, cracks. We're asking for immediate attention right now. Right now, we ask for immediate attention for a number of reasons. Because this road, it bridges the community of West Witha Hilltop and Canberra City. Kids use this road. Transportation traverse this road on a daily basis. You see just now what the guy said to us that this road is not gonna last.
Yeah.
It's not gonna last. He's not gonna last. He's asking they need to install drain. Look, just look what a resident had to do. They had to install their own pipe system. It's something temporary. It's temporary, but it cannot last. It cannot last. It's something temporary. It's something temporary. We're saying the road presently is undermining at certain intervals. It's undermining at certain areas. It's undermining, and we're saying that look, if it's undermining, it need a technical person here immediately. Like yesterday, I heard someone told the minister, as alleged, someone told the minister yesterday that his bishop, they have an issue in the area. And I allegedly heard, I don't know if it's true, but the minister said he doesn't have time. How could you say something like that to your people? How could you say something like that to the people of Linden?
Probably have to fire some more contractors who need firing. I hope so.
No, we're asking now, who got the contract?
Look at this here now. Deputy Mayor?
Look, this, yes.
That's already breaking there.
Yes.
And it gets worse. He answered, oh, that's a small thing there. Look what's happening down this side. Deputy Mayor, explain to the folks what they're going to see now.
So what you're now experiencing now, it's a hole already. When I was here last Saturday, this hole was not
2 months old. Step inside and give the people a sense of the...
So when I was here last Saturday, 2 days ago, this hole was not this size. This 2 days, look, this only 2 days, this road, this hole has expanded over the time. So if we do not get works done to this road, it will expand more. So that's why the people are asking that immediate attention be given to this road. You notice that it's already, if you notice that some of the residents, they try to save time because the road doesn't have shoulders, just to stop the water from undermining. They took some of the debris from the yard
and kind of pack it to the side of the road.
And they put it to the side of the road just to save, because the road at this area, it was undermining. It was having a lot of undermining from this area. So this is it. I want to bring to one attention to you, Sherrod. If you look down the street, they have a bridge. This bridge was constructed less than 2 months 2 months ago. The bridge was already the bridge already.
Oh, this is the bridge where the pieces are shaking?
Yeah, the bridge.
Let's walk down so the people can see that quickly. There's a vehicle coming across it there.
Yeah. And why we're asking for this bridge to be corrected immediately too, because we're concerned that we might find an accident waiting to happen with this bridge. So we're very concerned about this bridge. I'm telling you, this bridge is less than, I think, 2 months old also. I think as we speak, we notice the engineer.
Good, it comes at the right time.
Yeah, the notice they send, because I don't know, Sheriff, because thanks you for your presence. I noticed someone is out here.
Things get done. Good.
I see the Ministry of Engineer. I see they send the team out here.
It's good.
To check on the works.
Good. Chief, how are you doing?
Good
day.
Yeah.
So tell us, Dominic, what's happening here?
So what's happening with this bridge? What's happening with this bridge is that this bridge here presently is already showing defects.
Thanks for walking in the shot, Dominic.
Yeah. I saw here. You notice the ministry, as we do in the live, you notice the Ministry of Public Works.
Yeah, we got the Ministry of Public Works here.
Yeah.
All right, they got to do their thing.
Yeah. Sherrod, this bridge here, look. This bridge already, look, it's moving already, look. Because look, this was happening. The
bridge is shaking there.
the bridge is shaking.
Let me try to
If you
get
could,
another angle for the folks.
so you could come and see what happened. What was the reason for this bridge? You notice the bridge was joined to the road. What they did here, instead of putting a concrete base, if you notice the difference, on the right hand side have a concrete base. On this side, they didn't put a concrete base.
This is a friends and family base on this side here.
So they cut short materials to just instead of doing a base, just to extend. But this is in.
Show the folks how it's shaking again. And cars are coming down here. We had a little trouble too. I was wondering if we were going to end up.
Yes, because they have others already. Look, screws is already up on this one.
Yeah, that could damage your tire.
Yes, and because of the slope, they didn't have whoever constructed this bridge. I'm of the belief that they do not have the knowledge of constructing bridge.
Clearly,
they doesn't have the knowledge to construct bridge.
Clearly.
So we're asking presently right now to have the ministry where we see as we're doing the live. You see they sent out their engineers. So we're hoping that we will ask them to check on this bridge. The bridge doesn't have a slope, and we're asking in our rich nation, we deserve a concrete bridge. Linden, we're in advanced day and age. This bridge would not last. We're asking for we want a concrete bridge to be installed. This is something we're advocating on, because this is a main bridge to bridge the two community, to the largest, because Kansas City is a large community, and this bridge between Kansas City and West Wituko, a lot of people traverse this area, and we're asking for a concrete bridge. We're asking for the drains to be done to this road, so this road could last for a lifetime. I will say lifetime, but
as long as possible.
As long as possible.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you so much, Deputy Mayor Dominic Blair.
Yeah. That being said, folks, I couldn't add anything to what Dominic had said there. I'm just shocked. I'm just shocked. You all noticed for this week we were in Bartica, and then we were in Stanley Town, there in Region 3, Bartica Region 7, and we visited Stanley Town in Region 3 there. Yeah, we also visited Bellevue and Larry Trait also in Region 3. Yesterday and today we were in Linden, Region 10. We get around, folks, to bring you guys the valid and incredible information. That being said, yeah, the last bell. Thanks for joining us here. You see what the corruption doing in this country. You see the corruption of the PVP doing in this country. That's our time, folks. And that's our